Emerging Leadership Identity in ECEC. Good morning. This is my presentation on developing an understanding of leadership in early childhood education and care setting. As an emerging early childhood educator, I'm discovering that leadership is more than it seems. Walking to talk, not only it is about being in charge or having a formal position, but it's only about taking charge of myself. It's about my behavior, my communication, my thoughts on reflection, and my thoughts on ethics, which I have every day. Children's right, well being, learning, and belongings are a key part of emerging leadership identity. It is explained in the early year learning framework that children learning is supported by secure relationship, play, and intentional teaching and responsive practice. Hence, my definition of leadership is on one to establish inclusive, safe, and meaningful learning context in which all children feel safe. My understanding of leadership in ECEC. I have developed a sense of leadership in ECEC. Being rational, ethical, and collaborative, early childhood leadership is not a conventional hierarchy model of leadership, as educators are in close contact with children, family, colleagues, and community. This is not just about formal leadership position, it is about leadership that takes place to the day-to-day activities. Particularly in the early childhood context, complexity is a key element that requires a response in relation to uncertainty, relationship, and comparing need. This is the significant because easy setting are dynamic environment, the cultural ability, interest, and family backgrounds of children are different. As an emerging educator, I know that it takes listening, reflecting, and responding to be a leader. The National Quality Framework and National Quality Standards, Australian Children Education and Care Quality Authority, ASEQA, also highlighted the relationship between leadership and quality improvement. Educational program working with children and in partnership with family. Hence, leadership isn't extinct from teaching. It is an aspect of professional practices. A leadership style I aspire to adopt. Pedagogical leadership with the assistance of ethical and distributive leadership is the style of leadership I most relate to. Pedagogical leadership is about children's learning, making decisions about curriculum, deliberate teaching, and reflective practicing. Pedagogical leadership enhances professional knowledge and support quality early childhood education according to the Carol Lynn, etc. I am also appreciate ethical leadership as early educator also decision to make the impact children, families, and colleagues. The ECA Code of Ethics reminds educator to respectful, honest, just, and caring. This will involve taking into account what is just, inclusive, and best for children. Last but not least, I want to become an effective distributing leader. Context and relationship are significant factors that influence leadership in ECEC are described by leadership should be shared because there is a lot of knowledge about children to be gained from educator families and communities. My first commitment, as I am about to become a teacher of children, is to children themselves. And I will keep children safe, respect and dignity with respect and dignity and respect their agency and well-being. Listen to children's voices and value their choice, interest, culture and identity. The ALF emphasizes children belonging, being and becoming, and I think this is a reminder that the children are capable learners and active practitioners in their own life. My school pledges to family I will foster positive connection with families as the children first and primary teachers. Then involve open and honest dialogues, take cultural leadership into account, and integrity family views in curriculum development. My third pledge is to follow work I will professionally with others and share ideas, talk to feedback, engage in reflecting practices. I am committed to my ethical responsibility to act fairly, identify respectfully, and in the advocacy manner as stated in the ECA Code of Ethics. Implications of everyday practices. In my everyday decision as a leader, there are many practical ways that I am influenced by my leadership approaches as a pedagogical leader. For instance, will make observation and document children interest, strength and need. I will then employ this knowledge to make plan meaningful learning experience instead of acting out routines. I will not prefer to the child as a difficult child as long as they are not participating in any group activity. Rather, I will consider the issue of accessibility of the activity. It's cultural appropriate and relative to the children. This is the inclusive practice and reflection of responsive practices. Critical reflection and emerging identity. As a conclusion, my personal professional development journey, I am starting to see myself as my aura of emerging leader than the individual who is a student or a future teacher. My initial concept of leadership was that it was confidence, authority, and experience. Now, I understand that humility is the first step in the leadership and is act of listening and recovering. Conclusion. Finally, my developing leadership identity in ECEC is based on the pedagogical, ethical, and distributive leadership. I want to practice pedagogical leadership because it's maintained the focus of learning, well-being, agency, and development of children decision-making progress. Ethical leadership is important to me because I remind it to be fair, respectful, and responsible. I also appreciate distributing leadership as it comes working collaboratively with colleagues, family, and community, and quality early childhood education is possible. Thank you.